Good morning. You listen to Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, and we have on our secret hotline here. Bill, is this you? All right. We got Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Bill Werkheiser, state representative from my area, is on the phone right now. And Bill, just hold a second, and Bob will be speaking to you, okay? Just 1 second. All right, here we go. All right, let's get that unplugged there and that up. And go ahead, Bob.
Okay, it's Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Bill Werkheiser up in Atlanta, state legislature underway. Bill, what can you tell us about update us on what's taking place?
Well, things are starting to pick up. Yesterday, the House Republicans met to review the changes to the adoption bill that's coming from the Senate. We still have some issues, and so that's kind of the forefront on one vein. And then we are wrapping up today week and a half of budget appropriation hearings. I serve on the public safety section of appropriations, so our group, which is about 8 of us, has been getting together every morning, and we put together the section for public safety, and then all the other subcommittees submit those to the appropriations at large, and then we'll end up presenting that to the House members. So we haven't, as far as the normal session that people are used to seeing, where we're voting on legislation, that really hasn't started yet, although this morning will be the first meeting of the House Rules Committee, which puts bills on the calendar. So that's where we are as far as workload. The exciting news today is Wayne County leadership is coming up. In fact, I'm assuming they're en route. They left this morning. And so myself, Senator Tillery, and Representative Nimmer will be meeting with them from 1:30 until 3 or 4.
One thing we're following down here that has been on the news the last couple of days, House Bill 673, the hands-free driving law. Got a lot of traction down in this area. I saw TSE owner had an editorial about it on his show last night. We've been having it here the last couple of days, letting people know, where do you see that going? Is that going to be possibly passed into law this year, or does that have traction? Any opposition? Tell us about that.
There is opposition, and I mean, that's one of those that there are very good, sound arguments on both sides. The argument for needing to do something is Georgia's auto insurance rates seems to be rising faster than most other states, especially on a per capita basis. So when you start looking at the data, it seems to, and in fact, countrywide, accidents are up because of distracted driving. There has been some data that has shown that states that have the stricter the laws regarding using cell phones in a car, the less the accidents there are. So that's the argument for. The argument against is how difficult it's going to be to enforce. And, you know, most of us, I mean, we use our phones to get from point A to point B. I mean, I know I do. That's how that we use it to navigate. So, you know, how does law enforcement enforce that? Someone looking at their phone. So, I don't know if in a lot of bills like this that have there's just so many different facets to it. Sometimes that's a 2-year process. So I don't know. Where we'll to be with that.
Well, let me weigh in on that. Let me just clarify something. The reason they want to go to this law is because law enforcement says it's nearly impossible to enforce the law that they have. They can't tell when the driver's texting, which is banned at this time. In fact, they banned texting while driving 8 years ago, but accidents have actually increased and decreased. So again, for the law enforcement officers, if they just had this law, they'll know if somebody's using their phone, which they state they're going to be giving out hefty fines for using your phone in the car. So they state this is just going to help law enforcement because right now they state the law about texting and driving is the law that's just hard to enforce because texting and driving is against the law, but using your phone in the car is not against the law. So that's where law enforcement that's where they got the problem. So this will just clarify that for law enforcement officers, what I was told.
It will, but it's still going to be hard to enforce. And then there's the whole liberty side of how much leeway does law enforcement have as far as going through your phone to see what you are doing. So there's that argument. And I don't know if you've seen how much of the bill you've seen, but there's just so many details like you're allowed one swipe. Well, and that means you can answer, like you can talk on your phone if you talk hands-free. Well, that works for cars that, a lot of the cars now have built-in Bluetooth. But then there's been a lot of argument about, well, what constitutes head-free versus hands-free. Because they're trying to get away from things being in your ear that a lot of people use that don't have the Bluetooth car have a Bluetooth earpiece. And so there's just a lot of details that people are arguing about. So yeah, it's going to be more enforceable legally, but it's still going to be harder to enforce logistically.
Bottom line is that if it passes, it has to be signed by the governor. I asked Blake Tiller yesterday where the governor stands on this. Haven't heard his stance. If you have any idea where the governor stands on this House Bill 673, is he for it?
No, and the reason you probably won't for a while is, and a lot of people don't understand this, that so when a bill is being written, even in the version that's presented in committee, that's what the committee process is for. They could totally change that bill in the House side. We could pass it, and then it goes to the Senate, and they could change it so the governor, and rightfully so, is not going to comment on a bill that he doesn't even know what it's going to look like yet. I mean, that's just like the adoption bill. We felt like the House had a very good adoption bill, and then by the time the second committee got through with it, it was a totally different bill. So that's pretty common, unless it's a very short one-paragraph bill. The governor is generally going to reserve comment until the second committee version has been voted on.
Well, I'm curious, is it legislators pushing this, or is the law enforcement going to come and make a presentation? Because, like I said, they're the ones dealing with these crashes and fatalities. And unfortunately, the statistics show that it's increased rather than decreased over the last several years, and they state the direct result is the distracted driving with people on their cell phones. I mean, if you drive around Atlanta and drive around here, you see it all the time, people crossing the center lane, and you find out that's what they're doing. They're talking on their phone. So it's all about saving lives. So I'm just curious, who's going to push this as far as, trying to get it passed? Is it legislators themselves, or is it law enforcement coming and saying, look, we've got to have this?
Actually, the first group that was pushing it was the insurance companies, because you can imagine their payouts have gone up. So insurance started the process.
So what you're telling us is about money. It's always about the money.
It usually is. Yeah. Reminds me of when the guy was speaking, and someone asked a question in the back of the room. He said, "I'm not sure what your question is, but the answer is money." So it started with the insurance group, and then of course law enforcement and safety. But law enforcement's not pushing it as hard as the insurance, because I mean, sure, they want it, and in fact, being on public safety appropriations, we heard from, every morning we hear from 3 or 4 more groups, and yesterday we heard from the Department of Public Safety and heard the stats. And, you know, and so much of it is so hard to define, because, of course, everybody's going to deny they were texting, but when you look at when they break it down to the type of accidents, like in rear-ending and lane departure are the two that have just skyrocketed. And so, yeah, it is a problem, right? And it's got to be dealt with. The question is the details in the legislation. How do you make it enforceable both legally and logistically? And that's going to be tough.
If you're just joining us on the phone with us at Bill Werkheiser, Wednesdays with Werkheiser, what's taking place up in Atlanta that could affect our area? Anything in particular we need to be on the lookout for? Anything? And we talk about the red light. I don't know if you have an update on that. The Joey Williamson Road. I know you the legislators talked about that.
A little bit of an update.
Okay.
I've made a few phone calls. Had a lengthy phone call yesterday with the Department of Transportation. The last count study was done in February of last year, and we're just about to be at February. They will not do another study within the same calendar year, or 12 months. So I've asked for a new count, but the problem is you and I know, there hasn't been a lot of change in that area as far as traffic count, so that's probably not going to tell us any different. So then I asked about the argument about Brunswick, and he said, and this is the first time I heard this story, they had gotten their so the Department of Transportation has a list of criteria, because, you know, they're going to spend $140,000 putting in a red light, and when Brunswick got theirs, those rules had not been put in place, and that's how they were able to get one. He said, I was told there was no way Brunswick would get one now if they were going through the process. And then I also asked about the accident, because there's several components. It's not just traffic count, but accidents. And I asked him about the casualty that we had last year, and he said that they could not even use that as part of the analysis, because the guy ran a stop sign going the other way, and so he said a red light would not have prevented that if somebody runs a stop sign. So, I mean, it's just, as we keep saying, keep hitting the brick wall every time, but again, we are asking a lot of questions.
Okay. Well, again, it's always good to hear from you. You know, Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Yeah, appreciate you calling in on Wednesdays. Blake Tillery calling in on Tuesdays to update what's going on. I did ask, you know, we've mentioned this at the local exit issues. It is an election year. A lot of people out there campaigning. So the question is, are a lot of things going to get done, or is it just going to be a political season where not much gets done?
Well, the speaker's been very clear on with us is that there's election year every other year, and that's not going to slow us down. And you were asking earlier about things affecting Wayne County. We have not seen any legislation yet. But again, it takes a while to get through the committee process. So when the Rural Development Council is probably going to have 4 large omnibus bills, and so those are going through legislative council now, and that's got to happen even before it gets to committee. So we hope to see something that'll help us there, especially in the area of broadband.
Okay, Bill. Again, appreciate you calling in on Wednesday. It's always very informative. Look forward to next Wednesday as well. But stay safe in Atlanta. And again, appreciate you being here on the world famous Butch and Bob show.
Well, thanks all very much, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, Representative Bill Werkheiser on the phone with us. Well, we've got some guests in the green room here. We're going to talk some interesting stuff here in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Jessup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jessup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jessup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jessup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jessup.
At Broadhurst Landfill, keeping our communities safe is the most important thing we do. Our local team of environmental managers, engineers, and scientists ensure that the long-term management of the landfill is safe for our workers, customers, and the environment. To learn more, visit our website at www.broadhurstlandfill.com. Or you can go to the website, click Visit Us, and sign up for a tour to see firsthand how we operate. We hope to see you soon.
105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. We continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob show. And we've got Jesse in here this morning from Gooey's Pizza, Angel's Fine Dining. Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
Great. Good morning. How are you?
We're doing good. You've got a cohort in here with you that's been doing a little artwork on Angels. Tell us what's going on, who's with you, and what's next for Angels and Gooey's.
Local artist Candace McKinley. You guys have been around for the last year watching her do the mural out front of Angels.
Right.
We were working together for a good while now, trying to bring some art appreciation back into Wayne County. Well, say we've been working. She's been working. Mostly I just harass her and follow around, asking what she's doing. But we've got a new contest we're getting ready to do. For who don't know, she's working on a mural inside Gooey's as well. She's doing the entire inside and eventually the outside. So we came up with an idea for a contest. We're looking for a drawing contest for children 10 and under, and it's no experience required. We're not looking for the next Picasso. We're actually looking for, the innocence of child's art. All the participants will receive a free mini pizza just for entering, as long as they follow the guidelines. The guidelines, basically, you're going to draw a picture and color a picture of you eating Gooey's Pizza with your family, whether it's in a restaurant, whether it's at home, or picnic table, whatever it is. Draw the picture, color it on an 8x11 paper. Use as much of the paper as you can. Put your name, phone number on the back of the drawing. Turn it in by March 5th. And once we receive your drawing, you get your free pizza, of course. And once we choose a winner, Candace is going to repaint that picture inside Gooey's on a section of the mural where it's there forever. The child will be able to come back and see his drawing full forever, as long as Gooey's is there. So
just get the artwork done. So how do they go about getting everything done? Once again,
all they have to do is draw the picture, color it, drop it off at Gooey's. They'll get their free mini pizza, and along with getting it put on the wall, the winner, they'll also receive free pizza for a year from Gooey's. So it's definitely some incentives for them to get out there and start drawing.
That's great, and they just draw it on a piece of paper, right?
That's it.
Candace, tell us how the best for the young folks 10 and under to make their drawing. What are you looking for?
Well, I think that for the age bracket they're in, it's really just about creativity. So any medium they want to use, crayons, markers, it's colorful.
Anything they can draw with, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. And kids that are 10 and under, they haven't reached that point where they've started, maybe those that are interested in art, maybe like learning how different techniques of drawing. It's really just raw creativity, which is what we want.
You want that innocent look of the kids, which you're going to get at 10 and under.
Exactly. Actually, like Picasso.
Yeah. But it's a drawing of their family enjoying a dinner experience at Gooey's. Is that right?
Yes.
So that's what they're supposed to draw. All kids out there ages 10 and under, you do a drawing using any type of device that you want to use, color with, crayons, markers, whatever the case may be, of you and your family eating at Gooey's. And the one that's selected, which I guess Candace will choose, will be part of the mural that you'll have inside Gooey's. Is that right?
Yes. And if they would like some inspiration, to come and check out the mural that we have currently inside. I'm almost done with the second piece, which is if you're familiar with the traditional cartoon Gooey's, so I've made more of a 3D real gooey on the wall with a lot of pizza, things like that. So if kids want to come in and get inspired, we're making new coloring sheets for them as well, so that when kids come in, they can color actually the outline of one of the murals that's on the walls.
So you can go into GUIs and get some inspiration.
Exactly.
So parents, grandparents, bring your kids into GUIs, they can get some inspiration. And the one that gets selected is the one that gets chosen by you as part of your mural there. Man, that's a lot they win there. I mean, they're going to have the artwork put up there. You're going to draw their artwork up on the wall, and then, of course, they're going to get free pizza for a year. Is that right, Jesse?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and speaking of pizza, and somebody wants a pizza, Joey Darley of Smiles Photography is the member of the Jessup Rotary Club, and he's over in India right now as an exchange type program. We had some folks from India come over last year, and he's a couple of years ago, and he's over there doing some Rotarian work with 6 other folks from our district, which is a big district down here in this part of the in Georgia and around. And he's been texting us this morning from India, okay? And when it was let's see here. I know that about the time over there when Jonathan said, what time is it? When it was 7:53 a.m. here, it was 6:23 p.m. there. So they're getting into nighttime over there, and they'll be into tomorrow way before we do. But Jesse, this text message is for you from Joey. He said, please send some pizza to India.
It's definitely going to have to be a $10 minimum order. No 30-minute guarantee or anything.
He's eating all kinds of interesting food over there in India, but I guess Joey misses his GUI's pizza. And he's over there, Joey over there, having a good time in India, seeing all what the Rotary Club here in Jessup has supported a lot of different projects over there in India, and he gets to see where that support went, the schools and the well, and all kinds of stuff. That's over great. There. Yeah, he gets to see what's been done by all the support that the Jessup Rotary Club in our district has given to this part of India over there.
Well, maybe when Joey gets back, he can help us decide the next pizza of the month.
All right, so once again, the GUI's Pizza's got a great event going on here in town. Jesse, once again, explain what's going on and how kids 10 and under can enter and be part of history.
All we need the kids to do is get a standard 8.5 by 11 paper, draw a picture of them and their family enjoying GUI's Pizza, wherever that may be. Color
so you can enjoy GUI Pizza there, or you can draw a picture of you eating it at home, outside in the backyard, at the river, the lake, wherever you're enjoying GUI Pizza. Just make sure when they draw, they have that GUI's Pizza box there, so they can see it's GUI's Pizza. Okay.
If the picture's drawn and colored, that's really pretty much the only guidelines. They come in, they drop it off, they receive either a free mini pizza right then or a certificate for later use. Once we get all of everything's accepted, March 5th, we'll make a decision. Candace and I will decide, which one won, and whoever the winner is, we'll have their painting put on the wall. She's going to recopy it, repaint it, and include it into the mural. And that person will also receive, free pizza for a year afterward. So it's a pretty simple contest.
That's pretty good. All you got to do is the kids got to do the drawing and drop it off there, and they get a free mini pizza right then.
Yes.
If theirs is chosen, they get their artwork will be drawn by Candace on the wall. And they also get free pizza for a year. So kids 10 and under can enter on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and you can use just about anything that's artwork to draw with. You can use crayons, markers, whatever, Candace, right?
That's right.
Okay. And of course, if you need any ideas, just stop by GUI's and take a look at the artwork that's already in there that you already done on the wall. I haven't been in there since you've been working on it, I guess.
I know.
And so, but it looks great on top of angels down there.
Thank you.
You're finally through that?
Yeah, finally through.
Finally through that.
It was the question of the century, I think. So we're, Jesse and I have been talking about that. Jesse's currently in the process of getting the lighting figured out for there to frame the outside, possibly with some LED lights. And once the lighting situation is complete, then we're going to have kind of an open house for the completion of that project, because it was such a big project. So when that draws near, I'll put some things out on social media, and hopefully Jesse will.
Yeah, so if anyone has any great lighting ideas for that,
all right, if you're good at lighting, get with Jesse down there at the Angels to do that. And Joey Darley is actually listening to us on BigDogCountry.com. He listens to us on the internet, but he's also texting us too. So, we are being listened to right now in India by Joey and his group there. All the folks that he's with over there right now, over there in India, we wish them the best. They're just having a great time over there in India. And Jesse will have a special pizza for you when you get back, Joey. There's no way in the world that he can get that sent over there, but he will have a special pizza for you when you get back. All right? Anything else, y'all?
I think that about covers
That's it. So get on down to Gooey's. Just get this artwork in. And win yourself some pizza, have some artwork put up on the wall, and enjoy yourself some great Gooey's pizza, the best pizza in town. All right. Bob, any questions or comments for them? All right. Y'all have a good day and come back on anytime you want. It goes all the way through March. I'd like to have you back on in February to update it. Okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. World famous Butch and Bob show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear by Jessup Premium Storage located out here on the Waycross Highway. Also brought to you by Republic Services and by Murphy Builder Supply. Murphy Builder Supply located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose. Time now is 8:28, and let's see here. Let's just take a quick look at that weather forecast that's specifically made for Wayne County by the National Weather Service out of Jacksonville. Let's see here. Today, mostly sunny. High today of around 61 degrees. Mostly sunny. High today of around 61. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low tonight of 34. Tomorrow, a little bit frosted tomorrow morning on Thursday morning. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 60. And then on Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 64. The autobarometer is at 6.8 feet and falling. Currently here in southeast Georgia, we have 36 degrees. Time now is 8:28, 105.5 FM in Jessup. Coming up next year on the Big Dog, we're going to have the latest news from Fox News Radio. Good morning from Big Dog Country Radio.
Welcome to Smart Physical Therapy. My name is Garrett Pye. I'm a physical therapist with 11 years of experience in advanced manual therapy skills, and I have been recently certified in dry needling. Dry needling is a form of treatment that completely relieves those chronic trigger points and stiffness in your joints. Please call me anytime at 559-2071. My door is always open for a free consultation to help you decide which route you need to take to get your life back. Always remember, it's your choice on which facility you choose, so please call me, Garrett Pye, here at Smart Physical Therapy, and let's work as a team to address your goal. My number again is 559-2071.
If you're looking for a great sales job, we're hiring. Come see me, Billy G, at Woody Folsom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the fastest growing truck brand in America. If you're a good people person, talk to us in person today.
The Start Something New event saves you up to $13,000 off MSRP on 17 Ram Crew Cab Bighorns. Talk to us. Just $189 a month puts you in a Dodge Challenger. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, baby. 39-month Chrysler Capital lease, 29 free cash and trade delivered.
If you need a van, make it a Caravan. Take 20% off sticker this month. Oh, come see Billy G in person. We're trying to hire a great customer assistant.
We're the home of Cummins diesels. Feel the power. Free lifetime powertrain warranty, good as long as you own the vehicle. Woody Folsom Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Better get to Baxley, where cars cost less.
If you're looking for a great sales job, we're hiring. Come see me, Billy G.
The Start Something New event saves you up to $13,000 off MSRP on 17 Ram Crew Cab Bighorns. Talk to us. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Let's roll.
105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And it is now time for the latest news from Fox News Radio. And we'll come back with that. We got state news from the Georgia News Network. Got a giveaway coming your way. All kinds of good stuff right here on 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country, WIFO.
Dreamers protest a Democrat. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. DACA supporters picketing outside Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's home last night in Brooklyn, New York. Upset he relented ending the government shutdown, but Schumer still pushing for a DACA fix in new negotiations.
They're playing hardball on immigration. The president says if there's no wall, there's no fix for DACA. And now Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Democrats are withdrawing their funding offer.
We're going to have to start on a new basis, and the wall offer is off the table.
The president has asked for $20 billion in wall funding. He also wants to end the chain migration and diversity lottery programs as part of any deal protecting hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants brought to America as children. In Washington, Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
President Trump says he's not concerned at all that Attorney General Sessions was interviewed last week in the special counsel's Russia probe. He may soon be questioned, too. about firing FBI Director James Comey. The president has tweeted jobs, 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 saying there's tremendous investment by companies, never been anything like it, mentioning Disney and J.P. Morgan by name. The latest to give back to employees after the big corporate tax cut. Disney is giving $1,000 bonuses, Morgan paying many workers 10% raises. All schools are closed today in Marshall County, Kentucky, the morning after a high school shooting that left 2 students dead, 17 injured.
Father, I also pray for the grieving parents.
That was at a vigil last night. This student says,
It's terrifying. It still just is like something out of the movies. It doesn't feel real.
Police say the gunman was a 15-year-old who tried to run away after running out of ammo. A federal prisoner who got 5 years for threatening to kill President Obama, Bill and Hillary Clinton and others, has had another 51 months added to his sentence for threatening to kill President Trump. Guards intercepted a letter Richard Ware sent from his prison cell in Florida last year. Fox News, fair and balanced.
What happened? You used to go hours without visiting the bathroom. Now it seems like you're constantly getting up to pee. Listen, the makers of Super Beta Prostate are introducing a new wonder pill, Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced, with 3 key ingredients that are great for your prostate. To celebrate, your first 30-day supply is free. Pay shipping and handling. Get P3 Advanced free. Call 1-800-215-9360. 1-800-215-9360. 1-800-215-9360.
When you don't have a big marketing budget, you have to wait until the opportunity is just right. Well, consider this your opportunity alarm going off. Vistaprint semi-annual sale has arrived with up to 50% off site-wide, including custom postcards, signs, invitations, posters, and more. And with tons of business card options like square cards, now's the time to get huge savings on them too. Make the most of this opportunity. Go to Vistaprint.com by January 30th and enter the promo code SAVEBIG.
President Trump will take his America First message to Davos, Switzerland tonight, going to the World Economic Forum.
We're going to benefit our consumers, and we're going to create a lot of jobs.
Well, as after he put tariffs on washing machines and solar panels, saying those cheap imports are hurting American manufacturers. In Davos, the president will join his Treasury and Commerce secretaries who are already there. Defense Secretary Mattis has gone to Vietnam.
Defense Secretary Jim Mattis visited Vietnam less than a week after unveiling a new defense strategy calling China and Russia the biggest threats to the U.S., not terrorism. Mattis visited the region to shore up support against North Korea and build up allies in the South China Sea, a point of contention with China as Beijing continues to fortify its artificial islands, despite condemnation from the international community. Mattis landed in Hanoi days before the 50th anniversary of the Tet Offensive and Battle of Hue, ultimately a defeat for communist North Vietnam, but a turning point in U.S. support for the war. Mattis will visit U.S. Pacific Command in Hawaii before returning home. At the Pentagon, Lucas Tomlinson, Fox News.
An accused terrorist in New York City, back in court.
He's charged with plowing his rental truck down a New York City bike path not far from the World Trade Center. 8 people were killed in the ISIS-inspired Halloween terror attack, many others gravely wounded. At a Manhattan federal court appearance Tuesday, 29-year-old Sayfullo Saipov refused to stand as the judge entered the courtroom. The immigrant from Uzbekistan instead remained seated, staring straight ahead. The Department of Justice has until September to decide whether to pursue the death penalty. His defense said he would plead guilty to terrorism if he was spared death. Prosecutors have reportedly requested a trial date of April 2019 and expect it to last 6 weeks. Defense attorneys believe jury selection will take at least a month. Kevin Battle, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising before today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
Time now is 8:38. Good morning. You're listening to WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. Butch Hubbard here with you on this 24th day of January. Appreciate you waking up and tuning in with the Big Dog on this Wednesday morning. All right, coming up next, your weather forecast for rain and surrounding counties.